So design has principles, right? For example, if I'm going to design a room, I've got to make sure I can fit the big things. Sofa, TV, whatever. The things are the non-negotiables.
This is terrific. I see where this is going.
Life is exactly the same. You have to design around the non-negotiables. Otherwise, the urgent is going to be what you fill your time with. The things that aren't really important is what's going to fill your time with. You're going to fill your time with. And then when you're going to all of a sudden realize, wait a minute, I missed out on raising my kids.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, right? And I think we can get so caught up in the pursuit and the hustle. That word, I love the word, because we do need to work hard as business owners and platform builders. Hustle is important, but not at the expense of your family, not at the expense of your peace, not at the expense of your physical health. And I, many times, have been in that place where everything else has suffered, and it's been the things that have been most important.
I think this is sometimes a big challenge for moms. As I've watched my 5 daughters, 2 of them are moms now, and as I've watched them try to manage work, because both of them work, both of them are entrepreneurs, manage their kids, it's tough. It's hard for them to give themselves permission for self-care, for example. Do you find that difficult?
That is such a good question, Michael. And I want to share with you something that happened to me. A couple months ago, I was lifting my 2-year-old daughter into her high chair. She's 20 pounds, maybe, not terribly heavy. I lifted her into the high chair. I completely threw out my back, literally completely. I was immobilized. I am 31 years old. This should not happen to someone who's 31 years old. And that, to me, was the huge wake-up moment that, oh my gosh, I have to invest in my physical health. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to care for my kids. I'm not going to be good to anybody. So I hired a trainer. She comes to the house because I basically took away any obstacle for me to go and work out. So she comes to the house. My kids work out with us. We periscope it. It's super fun, actually. It's kind of entertaining. But I tell this story because let's not make it be a crisis situation. Let's not let it be, throwing out your back or realizing you've missed really key periods in your child's life to all of a sudden wake up and say, I've got to design my life to be better.
Yeah.
So moms have to give themselves the permission to take care of themselves, put their family first, figure out and design and be strategic about how they can work their career around the things that are most important.
I think so many people don't get how interconnected life is. That your health can impact your career can impact your marriage, and there's all this bleed over, and it's really, you've got to design it all, not just one thing.
We also live in a culture where the exterior, the highlight reel is so celebrated.
Right.
Not often do we
Facebook.
celebrate, when we don't often Instagram for me is very challenging because I'm a visual medium, so I love looking at Instagram, it's beautiful, but then let's remember on the other side of that camera is probably a crying toddler, a messy counter, bags and bags of stuff that have not been put away, right? But we celebrate so much, and it's great to celebrate. I'm not, not con for celebrating. But to remember that messy part is hard and necessary, and it exists, and, let's not be too hard on ourselves.
How do you communicate that part of it in your blog or on Periscope or wherever you're communicating? Because there is that temptation to kind of play to the crowd and be better than you really are. How do you stay authentic?
Being authentic is so hard, and it's something that I've just realized I wasn't really doing. I was so busy. I think as hustlers, quote unquote, platform builders, you can read so much, and I've got to blog once a week. I've got to email my list once a week. I've got to grow my list. I've got to do all these things. And there was a point that I realized I am working so hard on sharing my life, I'm not actually living it.
Wow.
Digest that, Michael Hyatt. So it was a really big wake up for me. I'm not actually living my life. So to be honest, what did I do? I just shared it. I shared that on my blog. I'm in a mastermind right now with women who are beautiful. They're actually all from my Platform University.
Really?
Yes, it's a mastermind of people who are all platform.
People are going to want to know about this, I can tell you.
And so we gather, they're all across the country. I'm the one Canadian in it.
And it's virtual?
Virtual,
okay.
Yeah. And they all challenged me. I shared with them this struggle I have with being authentic, and they all challenged me. They were like, Lisa, you just have to do it. When you get off this call, you're going to write a blog post about, today in my mastermind, we talked about authenticity, ...
Nice.
It took me 5 attempts to write the post, but I wrote it.
You
and
did?
so, yes, I think it takes a lot of bravery to be real on the internet.
I bet you got a tremendous response to it, didn't you?
Huge response.
Yeah.